Hi, welcome to Senior Moments, Successful Aging. I'm your host, Mary Beals-Luedtka. I'm the Director for Area Agency on Aging, NACOG, and you can reach us toll-free at 877-521-3500. Senior Moments, Successful Aging is co-produced with Yavapai College, Division of Lifelong Learning. Boy, just spit that right out, Mary. Division of Lifelong Learning. Our co-producer is Connie Vargas, and you can reach her at 928-717-7755. And the producer from the Area Agency on Aging is Allie Bateman, and you can reach her at that toll-free number, 877-521-3500. Again, welcome to Senior Moment, Successful Aging. I'm very excited to welcome our guest today, the president of Yavapai College, Dr. Will. Dr. Wills, Dr. Penny Wills. How would you like me to address you?
Penny is just fine.
Penny's just fine?
Yes.
Okay, great. So, Penny, a little bit about your background and how did you come to be here at Yavapai College?
Oh, well, Mary, I won't bore you with the 9-page resume, so let's not do that.
Oh, come on.
No. I've always been in higher education, and when I was a senior in high school, etc., the good nuns had told me that I could either be a nun, a teacher, or a nurse. Well, I had a boyfriend, so that took one of those out. And I can't handle the sight of blood, so I thought I'll be a teacher. Well, went on to University of Cincinnati, became an elementary ed certified teacher, never taught there because I am terrified of little kids. Don't know what to do with them, etc. But I loved education, I loved student affairs, and that's where I went on with the master's in counseling, etc., and my doctorate. But then progressed through the student affairs area, and then teaching mainly at the graduate level. And then went ahead and had wonderful mentors, and was president at Iowa at a community college there, and was recruited here. So I feel this is nirvana. Yavapai College is an excellent college.
So yeah, you were saying you were at the Northeastern Iowa College, and I went to Western Iowa Community College.
Yeah.
What a small world
it is. There's so many great people from Iowa, and I always admired the people from Iowa. Then I became one of them, and I was like, yes, now I see.
Hawkeyes.
Hawkeyes. Well, then there's the Cyclones. You got to balance out here.
That's true. That's true. It's kind of like, well, half of my siblings went to Nebraska, so that's a whole nother ball. That's a whole nother ball game. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm not a football fan myself.
I'm not
but
either, but you have to survive.
Yeah, I know you do, especially in the Midwest.
Yeah.
So we're really lucky to have you here in Prescott at Yavapai College. Mm-hmm. How long have you been here?
7.5 years.
Has it been that long?
Yeah.
I can remember when you first came. It was like, announcing your getting here and being part of this college and heading the team.
Well, and Mary, this was the first TV show that I did was here. During the first couple months I was here, and I was like, okay, great, because one of my great loves, and when Dennis approached me about it, one of my great loves is gerontology, and I was like, whoa. And one of the things that attracted me to Yavapai College was the OLLI program. And so I was like, oh, okay, yeah. And now when he came in to see me, he said, do you have time in the next couple months to record this? I said, I'd be honored. So thank you for inviting me.
It's nice to have you back.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Yavapai College does really focus a lot on senior education. Yes. I love the OLLI program and obviously the Division of Lifelong Learning. So you're celebrating a big anniversary, the college is.
Yes, it's wonderful. The 50th anniversary. I hope this doesn't mess up your cameras.
Nice.
But the 50th anniversary. And I can't say enough about the staff that have put this celebration list together. It's all listed on our website. And we kicked it off in August, on August 24th at the Prescott campus with Jay Leno and a fun run, and I was there from 7 until 11 o'clock at night. It was just fun, a lot of good things. Mother Nature decided to be part of it by having a downpour in the middle of it, but hey, that's okay. We love the rain in Arizona. And then this Saturday we will be at Prescott Valley, and then those will continue to roll out about every 3 weeks all throughout the county.
How fun is that?
So, yeah.
And really, how is... let's look back 50 years. I mean, you and I were here, but, it's almost as old. Well, Older Americans Act is just a little over 50 years old. So how has the college evolved?
It's evolved, and we have a wonderful book. You can buy it at our bookstore, but it's the 50 years of Yavapai College. I should have brought one, and I apologize. It is a wonderful book put together by our librarian, our archivist, and it shows what has happened over time. and it's amazing. When you look at just the amount of credit offerings we have, it is expanded. You look at the non-credit. Now we have the Family Enrichment Center, which is the only 5-star rated child care learning environment right on our campus here. A waiting list, people are planning their pregnancies to be able to get their child on that waiting list to get in here. To Ollie. So I like to say we have, our students are from 6 weeks old to over 100. And it serves the community, and that's what we do. We've developed Ollie under the leadership of Dennis Garvey and the Ollie executive team we're the only community college that I know of that has such a complex mission of education being number one. But education, most people think of it as credit. It's much more than credit. It's all the non-credit. It's all the stuff, all the partnerships we have with business and industry to do upgrade training, et cetera. We have ABE, GED for students who don't graduate or haven't graduated from high school. And now we just started this last year free tuition for those GED graduates, because so many of them see a GED graduation as an end. It's a means. You got to go on. And so now we give them an incentive to come across, and they're doing it, which is wonderful. So, and then we have, how many colleges have an 1,100-seat auditorium? That is, the acoustics are wonderful.
Which is beautiful.
Yeah, and all the connections with business and industry. We have undergraduate research. We have all types of things there. And it's just a very strong, strong college.
It is a very strong college, know, and you can compare it to a small university. You really can.
Yes.
Because of what it offers to the community. So, what are some of the programs and resources that retarees, in particular, should be aware of?
Yeah, actually, since I'm going to be joining the retirees soon, I've really keyed into those. One that you mentioned, obviously, is Ollie. And for those of your listeners who aren't familiar with Ollie, basically, it's a group of people who get together and they teach each other, and just the diversity of classes they have, and it's wonderful. And so now what we're doing with Ollie is also having them meet at times with our traditional age students, just to go ahead, and it's basically for the benefit of those undergraduates to be able to see that, hey, continuing to learn throughout your lifetime is really good. And so that's part. Continuing education or community education is strong. You look at the performing arts. And so I meet so many people in this community that moved here because of the college, and they retired here because of the college. They can go to athletic games. They can go ahead and go, as I said, to the Performing Arts Center. What's wonderful is all the named acts that are there, as well as now we have just in the last 3 years really brought forward our performing arts program, and that is top notch. I would encourage you to look at Christmas time to see about it, going to their next performance there, because it's good, it's very high quality. And I know a number of grandparents that are around here that may be in this age group that think, oh, if I have to go through another of my third grade grandchild performances, this is quality, very good. And it's I'm sure the third grade performance is good too, but this is very top notch, very inexpensive. Then you look at the facilities. We have a beautiful fitness trail that's gorgeous. Oh, the paintbrush and all the wildflowers through there that surrounds the campus. The fitness center, I'm there at 6 o'clock, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Come join me. It's top notch, and instead of just having somebody sit there and monitor you, there's trainers in there that know exactly. You have this ache, here's a type of exercise you can do to counteract that, et cetera. So you have fitness. This pool is wonderful. And then you can also enroll in the credit classes. My word, we love it. So those are just some of the things.
Those are just some of them. So the trail, I wasn't aware of the trail.
Yes. Oh, it's a beautiful trail. CrossFit helped pay for that. It's a trail all the way around the Prescott campus.
Okay.
And we're also developing the trails over on the Verde campus.
Okay.
And there, the trail is being hooked into the BLM land, and the Forest Service is helping us with all that. So there'll be trails on both campuses. But the parking lot, et cetera, is easily accessed right off the campus.
What is YCPAC?
YCP. Oh, that is the Yavapai College Performing Arts Center.
That's the Performing Art. Okay. I'm like, what is that?
Yeah.
What is that?
I had to think too.
And you have art classes too.
Oh, the art classes are wonderful. And we have Prescott, the whole county, the artists that are around here are amazing. And I was just telling some of the staff here about the Weavers Guild, et cetera, that's here. And then the woodworkers. All those are tied to the college in one way or another. Whether it's subtle, there are graduates, or they want to just continue taking classes from a master. And the art classes are fantastic. So yeah, it's all good. It's all
Yeah.
good.
Well, for those who don't know what OLLI is, it's like OSHA
OSHA Lifelong Learning
Lifelong Learning Institute, right? And the thing I love about that is, that when you're thinking about gerontology, one of the things we talk about so much, first of all, social isolation.
Yeah.
Second is being involved and giving back. And
Yes.
so if you can,
Yes.
you have a talent, you may not think of it as a talent, but you have something to give. You can
do.
go to OSHA Lifelong Learning and put into it, hey, I can teach. I can teach that.
Yes.
I can pass on my knowledge, and I think that's
Plus
exciting.
they have affinity groups. So it's again that social interaction, to be able to see people that have similar interest. I think sometimes in our society, we just expect the social media is going to bring people together.
Yeah.
It has its ups and downs, but how do you meet? We're humans.
Yeah.
How do we reach out and touch each other?
And we need that.
Yes, very much so. Very much so.
We need that.
Yeah.
And I really suggest when somebody moves to town and they're like, where do we start? I'm like, why don't you check out Yavapai College's
Yes.
website?
Yeah.
Go on the website and start messing around, and you're going to find out
You can
all
do
kinds of things that you can get involved
and
in.
even that, you mentioned our programs, et cetera, too, that I didn't mention, is our Southwest Wine Center. It is number one, close to it in the country now, and that has only been 6 years. And it has nationally rated wines. It's wonderful. You can go out and you can help pick grapes. You can help us make the wine, et cetera. But we educate now a number of the vintners throughout not only the state of Arizona, but we have people from Napa and from the Northwest coming to study here. But we sell our wine. We have the most beautiful tasting room over there in the Verde. It's quality wine. Talking about our connection with Iowa, sorry group, we tried to do some wine while I was in Iowa. Don't drink it. The ground is too good.
I went to a wine tasting in Missouri, and my niece was really upset with me because we're all in there doing the wine tasting, and I spit it out. And she's like, Aunt Mary. I said, it's horrible. I can't drink
don't do that. I applaud them for trying. But no, our wine is very good. And it received a Jefferson Cup, several awards statewide. So it's very good. And we have the number one
That's
enologist
exciting.
winemaker in the whole Southwest is right here.
So I picture I Love Lucy in the barrel with the...
Well, yes, you can do that, I guess. I don't know if that would go well with Michael Pierce, our enologist, but the teacher, but you could try it.
How fun.
Yeah.
I think that sounds like fun to me. So, you mentioned retiring.
Yes.
Are you retiring?
I am. This December will be my closing month, and it seems, I can't believe how 7 years have passed so quickly. So, but yeah, it's a good time to retire.
I'm especially honored that you're here with us today,
Yeah.
then, so that we can pick your brain a little bit
Oh.
before you go, and maybe you have some words of
Yeah.
wisdom. So, do you have any
Yeah.
plans for your retirement, or just rest to begin?
Rest and to, someone said, well, especially Dennis Garvey, he's been wonderful to work with because he talks about, Penny, it's just change management. And think about things, how it will be scary. I've never retired before in my life.
Me either.
Several people have said, oh my, you're going to take a job elsewhere. No, I'm not. I'm really retiring. And then they say, oh, you're too young. And then I say, this has all died. So no, it's really time. The typical time for a college president to be in a position is 3.5 years. This has been 7 plus 7 back in Iowa. But that's not why I'm retiring. The reason is I want to be very much more with my husband. He's older than I am, want to be with him. But in relation to the college, 60% of that decision was based on the college. It's a very strong college.
Yeah.
And when you do a leadership transition, you do it when the college is strong. And so how do you hand that over? If I come back in 2 years and look at that college and say, you're doing the same thing that we were doing when I was here, I will be greatly disappointed.
Yeah.
It's got to take off. We've got a very strong foundation. Now take it, go. And it's well positioned.
And that shows that you're very wise, because as a singer, and also
Yeah.
as a director working on my succession planning, because this has all died.
Yeah.
You want to leave when they don't want you to leave. You
Yes.
want to leave when you're strong, when
Yeah.
your organization is strong, and that is the perfect time to go.
Yeah, yeah. And it's bittersweet. I love that college.
Yeah.
And I couldn't think of a better college to be the capstone of my career. But also, when people say, oh, are you going to take another job as president? I'm going, I don't know of any college I'd ever want to be part of. This is
How
the
could it
college.
compare?
Yes, I don't know. It couldn't, in my mind. And I've looked at a number of them and have been all over the United States. This Yavapai is truly a gem.
It is truly a gem. And I know we say that, and some people think, oh, you're just bragging
Yeah.
because we're here. But no, really.
Yeah.
It really, really is.
Yeah.
The kind of programming that we have and the way that we interact with Yavapai College in the community is bar none.
Yeah.
When you look across. So so let's look back over your 7 years.
Yeah.
And this may be hard. Maybe you'll have to pick out several. But what are some of your proudest moments?
Proudest moments, I think it can be captured with giving people voices. Sometimes I have to be honest. Sometimes I wish I didn't encourage that so much. Some people like to talk a lot, and it's
can
just like,
relate.
oh my. But no, people have voices, and how to couple that with respect. Our world is in a very difficult time right now, but how do we respect humans? How do we show kindness? And it's not Pollyannish. It's called, hey, no, you're a human being, I'm a human being. How do we respect each other? We may not agree. There's a professor that we have out at the campus that I respect him highly, but I love to look at him and say, we probably wouldn't agree on one thing, would we? And he goes, no, we wouldn't. And that's okay. That's okay. But we respect each other. We try to understand each other, et cetera. So we've done a lot of that over the 7 years here to have the Respect campaign be with the voices from students to faculty to community members. And yes, they have voiced things. Okay, how do we go ahead and meet their needs? How do we go ahead and work together for students? And to me, students are not just the ones enrolled in credit classes. They're the non-credit. They're the kids in the FEC, little children there. They're business and industry. They're anybody who goes to the Performing Arts Center. It's a student in that they're learning, they're being exposed to new ideas. And so how do we create an environment that people thrive in that? And you've got to study, not necessarily study it, but you've got to put that in your mind, how you're creating that milieu, how you create that environment so people feel comfortable to be there, but also with that respect. We have a number of new programs since I've been here, and thanks to the staff and their leadership as well, and it's a whole team that does that. It wasn't me. But I mentioned the Wine Center. We have a fantastic culinary arts program, state-of-the-art in Sedona now. We have robotics. We have 3D printers everywhere. We have very strong ties with our business and industry. The new, relatively new, it's been there 4 years now, the Regional Economic Development Center, which the community may not know, but certain people very much know. We provide all the data to all the economic developers throughout the county. They don't develop that themselves. That comes out of the REDC. Then we work with business and industry there, and we also work with those people who want to start a business through the Small Business Development Center there. And that's the best in the state, again, is right there at Yavapai College. So all those things came together during my time here, and just very, very pleased with that. So.
Nice. Yeah. Oh, so you're leaving a legacy.
Well, my team is.
But so when you think about all those things, I mean, you are leaving a legacy. But what do you feel that is? I mean, in a nutshell, what do you feel you are leaving as a legacy at Yavapai College?
The people value. There's no invisible people.
I love that.
Yeah. I try to meet, and my staff does an excellent job, to get people in 2 weeks after they are hired, the full-time people. I meet with them in my office, because when I first came here, nobody knew where the president's office was. And if they did know where it was, they had never been in it. So I was like, oh, okay, that's not good. And with that, we put all student artwork in there, and that rotates, because it gives me a chance. People who come to the president's office typically either are very angry, scared, or they really want something. So overall, they're a little nervous. And I'm like, hey, art humanizes you. I think. And they come in and they will focus on one particular piece of art, and that allows me to talk about our art program as well, but it gets them to relax. So with that, when I meet with the people, the individuals, after they're hired, I talk to them about nobody's invisible here. You will not call police. You'll call Ty, you'll call Jerry, you'll call James, etc. We know these people. The invisible people of facilities. No, you'll call Zeke, you'll call Bruce, you'll call, because you'll know them. They said, oh yeah, we just met James. And I said, and I found James, and I said, James, how do you know all the new people? Well, I find them. And when you call IT, you don't call IT, you call Ike, you call Patrick, and so people know each other. And I said, you won't be invisible either. So to me, the best testimony to that, and I always point them towards a tree, the beautiful deciduous tree outside our library. I said, we honor Mike Kerwin, who is our head groundskeeper, because he's made this campus so beautiful, he and his team. We're not invisible here. You won't be either. How do you want to engage with the college? And they're like, wow, oh, okay, this isn't the way I was treated elsewhere. No, well, you're not elsewhere anymore. You're here. So how do you go in? And nobody's invisible. The students aren't invisible. The faculty and staff aren't invisible, but the community members aren't either. So I guess my staff is even probably tired of me hearing about it. I said, don't say community college. It's the community's college, possessive. It's their college. We are the stewards at this point in time. So a number of people in Arizona love to camp, love to be outside. That's great. I said, remember the campsites. You always leave it better than the way you found it. No matter if it was in pristine condition when you found it, when you arrived, you leave it better. And our team has tried to do that.
What a wonderful legacy.
Oh,
because I really resonate with that. Mm-hmm. I very much resonate with that, because people that's our greatest resource.
Yeah.
Is each other and what we bring to each other,
yeah.
and being able to have that civil public discourse and a safe space to do that in.
In a safe space. Yeah, I played a joke once on someone in the fitness center, which was terrible. It was during the election, and I said, it's so sad nobody will talk to each other about the election. And during the campaign, she said, oh, you can't. And I said, oh, no. And she was very much for President Trump, or candidate Trump at that time. And I said, oh, come on. Tell me about it. Tell me why you're there and everything. And we talked, and I said, wow, thank you. You helped educate me a little bit here. So I said, let's go outside. And she said, okay. We walked outside, and I said, we're going to ask everybody who they're going to vote for. She said, you can't do that. And I said, on a college campus of all places, you can't ask that. So we did. And people invariably said, oh, and they were the look of fear on their face. And I thought, this is so sad. This isn't how I grew up. Well, then I played the joke on her. And I said, Linda, here we are. These two women here, and they had just gotten out of the car. I said, they are big Trumpers. Big Trumpers. Well, they weren't. I knew they were big Bernie Sanders fans. And I said, you're going to feel so comfortable with them. And so she gave him a hug and said, I'm so glad you're for Trump. You can imagine their reaction. And she looked at me, she goes, I said, they're still human beings. They're still human beings.
We still have common ground.
Yes, yes.
We still have common ground.
Yeah.
We better be finding it.
Oh, I know. And it's just, but the point, I didn't want to make Linda feel uncomfortable, but the point is we're all human, exactly what you said. Where's the common ground?
Where's that common ground?
Yeah.
I think that's the legacy that McCain's leaving us. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. He did leave us a wonderful legacy.
Oh, he did. Yeah.
So that we need to get back to that. We need to get back to that.
Yeah.
So, what advice are you going to give to the new incoming president? Do you know who it's going to be?
No. First of all, with the search,
okay.
that is underway right now.
Okay.
A national search firm, ACCT, the Community College Trustees Association, is running that. They have run the last 2 or 3 searches here. They're fantastic, and we have the #1 recruiter. She is wonderful. Pam Fisher is magnificent, and so she's recruiting right now. The profile is finalized. They want God. Okay, in the sense that we want all this stuff. And okay,
the bar is set high. With you.
But here we are. So then from there, the search committee will begin to meet in October. They've already met with Pam once to learn what's involved with it. And then from there, they will narrow it down in November, and then the finalists come in December. And so they will be here, and they're very strong candidates. Pam just knows a number of people, as well as her reputation is very good. So that will be there. And then the person hopefully will be here in January, February, right in there. What advice? I'm writing a little journal in case the person, it's always up to the board and the incoming president if they want advice. Now, some will not want advice.
True. Yeah, true.
And I'm like, hey, Jim Horton, who preceded me, tell me what's going on here, and everything, so I can get up to speed faster. But some may not. But anyway, so I'm writing a little journal there. But the key thing in any of my jobs that I've ever had is that, it happened when I was at New Mexico State, and I came back and I looked at Deb, who was my successor in a particular job. She was still using the same brochures and the same program. And she said, but they were so good. And I said, that's nice. They need to be improved. The students are different, if nothing else. Why aren't you doing something with it? And that person, they won't be me. Thank heavens, my word. A penny clone is scary. And so go ahead and be yourself. Be genuine. And be out there and take this college to the next level. It's ready to go. And do it. Not, oh, well, I'll retire in the job, or I'll just continue and try to mimic whatever my legacy might end up to be. No, they're not me. And it's not that I'm any great things. It's a matter of they're great themselves. How can they take it forward and lead a whole community forward? I would say I would really encourage them to build on the partnerships, because I very much believe you don't do it by yourself. And how do you form partnerships, whether it's amongst your own team, whether it's with the whole college, the communities that you serve. And the communities that we serve at Yavapai College are very different, very unique. Get to know each one of them, and then go ahead and work with them, support them. They love this college. Some of them expect a lot, because they're a little afraid that, hey, we're a very small community. That happens in rural areas time and time again. They're like, oh, if I could, I would say it's probably safe to say every community in this town wants a campus in it. Not going to happen. But look at technology. Yeah. And they do have a campus. It's virtual. And the days of brick and mortar are over. And we have 20% of our students right now that are taking completely online. 40% take at least one online course with them in every term. So it's here.
That's growing.
Yes.
Because that's a lot more than it used to be.
Yes, very much so. That has happened. But again, I'm very proud of our faculty. They have taken that on. That's one of the things that attracted me when I was looking at Yavapai College and being recruited here, is that they had the courage to look at the higher ed accreditation group and say, that will be what we study. Are we being effective? Many colleges don't even question if they're effective with their online. They know it can be money in.
They know how to do it.
And everything. So we constantly look at effectiveness and quality.
Dr. Penny Wills, thank you for your contribution to this community and to Yavapai College, and for the legacy that you leave all of us. We appreciate you. And good luck in your next journey.
I know.
Because it's going to be a journey.
Oh, it is.
It'll be fun. It'll be an adventure.
Yes, it will.
And I wish you the best in it.
Oh, thank you. Thank
you so much. And thank you for joining us on Senior Moments Successful Aging. This is Mary Beals-Luedtka, Dr. Penny Wills. Until next time.